Good evening once again. I'm Stephanie Ruhle. Today we got some very good news on the economy. The latest report on inflation was better than analysts expected. Prices rose just 3% in June, which is the lowest increase we have seen since March of 2021. But there is still uncertainty out there about what this means long term. We're going to hash all that out later in the hour. But inflation, it was not at the top of the agenda for some lawmakers on Capitol Hill today. The Republican-led House Judiciary Committee spent about six long hours questioning FBI Director Chris Wray. The House GOP, along with former President Trump, have been hammering Wray and the Bureau for months. The attacks, of course, have intensified amid the Trump classified documents case and after Hunter Biden took a plea deal. And keep in mind, Christopher Wray is not a Democrat. He's not a Joe Biden crony. He was appointed by Donald Trump to this post in 2017. He's also a registered Republican. But that did not matter to the GOP members who used today's hearing to go after him personally.
When the court says the FBI misled, that's a nice way of saying they lied.
The American people fully understand that there is a two-tier justice system that has been weaponized to persecute people based on their political beliefs, and that you have personally worked to weaponize the FBI against conservatives.
I would disagree with your characterization of the FBI and certainly your description of my own approach. The idea that I'm biased against conservatives seems somewhat insane to me, given my own personal background.
Your job is to review what they do. Your job is to protect the American people from a tyrannical FBI storming the home of an American family.
I could not disagree more with your description of the FBI as tyrannical.
You seem deeply uncurious about it, don't you? Almost suspiciously uncurious. Are you protecting the Bidens?
Absolutely not. The FBI does not and has no interest in protecting anyone politically.
You won't answer the question about whether or not...
Democrats on the panel asked Wray about the FBI's search of Mar-a-Lago and the classified documents case specifically. He defended the search, and he didn't exactly praise how the records were found at Trump's resort and exactly how he stored them. Watch this.
Director Wray, a ballroom, a bathroom, a bedroom, are those appropriate places to store classified, confidential information?
Well, again, I don't want to be commenting on the pending case, but I will say that there are specific rules about where to store classified information and that those need to be stored in a SCIF, a secure compartmentalized information facility. And in my experience, ballrooms, bathrooms, and bedrooms are not SCIFs.
We're also following the latest on a really disturbing hacking campaign focused on several U.S. government agencies. Microsoft says China-based hackers broke into federal email systems, including the one at the State Department. And tonight, the Washington Post is reporting that U.S. officials say hackers breached Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo's email account. A cabinet member, they got into her email account. That is scary. Meanwhile, abortion rights groups are headed to court after Iowa lawmakers passed a bill to ban abortion after 6 weeks. The vote took place late last night, and Republican Governor Kim Reynolds is expected to sign that bill on Friday.